The Kansas City Chiefs. What do you think they are going to do this season? What do you think the record is going to be? I'll go first. I think they will be 14-3.
14-3 for me as well.
Kind of just like 14-3 for me.
The reason why is because I think the biggest problem last year was their offensive line. They fixed that this year. Their run game also wasn't very good last year. There wasn't much balance to the offense, but that directly correlates with the offensive line not being so great, and their linebacking core wasn't awesome. Even though Willie Gay Jr. was a good rookie, Anthony Hitchens has always been average. You know, this offseason they drafted Nick Bolton. They drafted Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith. Lucas Niang is back. And I'm surprised that the Chiefs are trotting out this offensive line that features 3 rookies. You know, Creed Humphrey is going to be the starting center. Trey Smith is going to be the starting guard. And Lucas Niang is going to be the starting right tackle. That's a surprise to me. But that shows me that they beat their guys out, right? You know, Niang beat Mike Remmers out. Trey Smith beat Laurent Duvernay out. Creed Humphrey beat Austin Blythe out. And Austin Blythe is a good center, so the fact that these guys beat those guys out means that these players are the real deal.
For sure.
And with Joe Tooney and Orlando Brown, I think their offensive line will be much improved. Andy Heck, their offensive line coach, deserves a lot of credit for how he has developed these guys. And in their preseason game, they looked pretty good. They had good push. The only thing I'm worried about with the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes' injury. I'm not sure how significant it is, the turf toe, because in his preseason game against the Cardinals, he didn't look fantastic. But also, it's just preseason. We know what Mahomes is. To me, he's the best quarterback, if not the second best behind Aaron Rodgers in the NFL. He is that special. He is that great. Also, their offensive line, right? Because they are young. Mm-hmm. They are showing flashes right now, but having 3 rookies starting is always a concern. Mm-hmm. But we'll see how they'll be.
You got Aaron over Tom right now?
Yes. I love Tom. I love Tom Brady.
No, I'm just asking. You know, he just just had a great year, then just won the Super Bowl.
I'll give Aaron his credit. He duked it out with Tom. He came back down a ridiculous margin, almost won the game, if not for a head coaching decision that ended up costing him. But regardless of that, it's not too far off.
That's why I had to ask. You know, he just beat him. Then he went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl.
So my biggest concern for the Chiefs has to be their secondary. I mean, aside from Matthew, Sorensen showed flashes, but he's not a game-changing safety. Ward he's pretty good. He's not anything excellent. Mike Hughes is all right. I'm not a huge fan of their secondary. What do you think? Do you think that they're going to be good enough that they'll be able to float above water? Because I think that just because of their offense, they're going to win games. That's why I have them winning 14 games. They have the best quarterback, wide receiver, tight end combination in all of football by far. You have obviously the best quarterback, obviously the best tight end. Some could argue Tyreek Hill is the best wide receiver. I don't believe he is the best. I think he's top 3.
I don't think Kelsey's obviously the best tight end.
Really?
Kittle is alive and well and breathing.
In my opinion, I'm taking Waller over Kittle. So
you said Waller?
Waller. Darren Waller from Las Vegas.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. But regardless of that, this secondary was tolerable last season, and Tyrann Mathieu definitely held it down, but he's another year older. I don't doubt that he's going to be good. That he's not going to be what Tyrann Mathieu is. But these other guys, I definitely question their ability to hold their own. And we saw in the Super Bowl them get lit up by Tampa Bay. Of course, Tampa Bay is a high-powered offense, but who's not to say that they can't get clipped like that by the Bills or, let's say, the Packers? Just teams like that have good quarterbacks, good wide receiver weapons. The secondary, talent-wise, is not good enough to compete with elite talent.
I think Charvarius Ford is actually a good corner.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about him or L'Jarius Sneed. I think those 2 guys are good. Mike Hughes hasn't showed much to this point, so he's a wild card. To me, it's really about their defensive line. I think that last year Frank Clark was underwhelming.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
But now that they have Jerron Reed, Chris Jones can be that edge presence. They have Derek Nottie. So Derek Nottie with Jerron Reed and Clark and Jones on the edge, they can create more pressure. Their linebacking core is okay. And even though Daniel Sorensen is starting on the depth chart, I think Juan Thornhill is better. And Sorensen is a good safety, but I do think Thornhill will edge him out eventually.
Okay.
If he hasn't already edged him out right now. For me, my question is really on the offense, to be honest.
I'm surprised about that.
I think their defense, because of Spagnuolo, will be fine. On offense, it's their offensive line being so young, having 3 rookies. I know what Kelsey is. I know what Andy Reid is as a play caller. I know what Mahomes is. Outside of Tyreek Hill, is McCole Hardman going to have that breakout season? Sammy Watkins is gone. They have They have Demarcus Robinson. They have Brian Pringle, McCole Hardman. I think this is the year that McCole Hardman has to showcase that I am the legit number 2 receiver. He has the speed. He has the athletic ability. Now it's about him doing it. But I want to go over the Chiefs' schedule and let me know if you guys think this is a win or lost.
Okay.
Week 1 versus the Browns.
Win. If Mahomes is as healthy as we think he is, win.
Statement game for the Browns, loss.
Okay. I think it's a win. Chiefs versus Ravens.
Win.
Win. They don't lose to the Ravens.
I think
Lamar
it's a
can't
win.
beat Mahomes.
Chiefs versus Chargers.
Win.
Chiefs.
But they're going to split, so we're going to go 1-1 regardless. Go ahead.
Chiefs versus Eagles.
Win.
Stat game.
Bills versus Chiefs.
Win.
Where?
Kansas City.
Chiefs.
Chiefs versus Washington.
Chiefs.
Versus the Titans.
Chiefs.
Versus the Giants.
Chiefs.
Versus the Packers.
Loss.
Packers.
Versus the Raiders.
Win.
Cowboys.
Win.
Broncos.
L.
I think they split Denver
gonna
and
split.
Chargers.
But I will give them their credit, unfortunately. We play them well, we don't win. We'll give them a 1-possession game, we don't win. I want to say this season our team's better, but they've had our number these last few seasons.
Raiders.
L.
Chargers again.
I mean they're gonna beat them.
Chargers.
I said they split.
Yep.
Okay, they split.
So that's 2 right
Steelers.
there.
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Bengals.
Chiefs.
Broncos.
Oh,
So there's the one. So
that's- yeah, that's a
14-3.
split. I don't think they'll play
So
their
14-3
guys.
14-3.
exactly. So the 3 losses are the split with Denver, with Chargers.
I have
and
the Browns. That's what
You
my.
had the Browns.
Okay.
I have the Buffalo L.
I just think Buffalo's defense is not going to be able to keep up. And it didn't keep up in the AFC Championship, and I don't see why it will. Because their run game, that was the biggest issue in the AFC Championship game. All they did was pass. They had no other identity, and Josh Allen was the leading rusher on that squad that game. So
Do you think Kansas City are the Super Bowl favorites?
to go to the Super Bowl,
Win it.
I don't think so.
I think they're 2.
Over who? Behind who?
Tampa.
Tampa?
I think they're the favorites to come out the AFC, though. Like, the heavy favorites.
I think they're the favorites. I wouldn't say heavy. I feel like people are definitely high on the Browns this season. I want to say definitely people are high on the Bills, but I'm going to say they're the favorites to go. I'm going to put Tampa over them. I am going to put the Packers over them, especially because it's the last dance type thing. They're going to be motivated. Aaron Rodgers is going to be motivated. That's it. I don't see many other teams, truthfully.
I wouldn't put
Green
the Packers.
Bay over
I
Kansas
wouldn't
City.
put Green Bay over Chiefs.
It is a hot take, but I'll be honest. They're mad good. Green Bay probably would have beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl too. So
You think so?
I do think so,
Oh, it's Darius Smith, Preston Smith, maybe to get the same type of.
but
Presence, edge presence.
nowhere near like Shaq and Ndamukong, JPP. It's
Wasn't the Chiefs
I don't know. I
offensive
think
line hurt?
Darius Smith is the best edge rusher out of all those guys.
Whoa.
He's better than Shaq Barrett.
really.
I think Darius Smith is better than Shaq Barrett. I love Shaq Barrett.
But another thing that the Bucks have over them is Levante David. That ability to guard Travis Kelce was unbelievable.
Exactly. Yeah. That's put them over the top. But Green Bay has Jairi Alexander to
for
put
sure,
on Tyreek Hill.
for sure.
Wasn't
Yeah,
the
I think
Chiefs'
Tampa Bay was just
offensive
better.
li- Wasn't the Chiefs
All
off-
around.
for sure.
Wasn't the Chiefs' offensive line injured?
Exactly, which is why I don't doubt that Green Bay would have beat them offensively.
Well, I'm
they
talking
matched up very well.
So if I hate ifs, but in an if statement, the Chiefs' offensive line is good. You still have Green Bay over them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I definitely do.
Interesting.
They have to do it this season. If not,
Just because they have
Everything
to,
they
doesn't
have-
mean they're going to do it. They have to get past Tampa first.
no, I agree. But I'm saying in terms of who do I have over Kansas City?
Also, Green Bay faces Chiefs. You would put money on Green Bay.
Exactly. But I still have the Bucks as the best team because they're the exact same team that we saw last year.
Yeah.
No preseason, and they won a Super Bowl.
I'm still high on Kansas City. I think they are the favorites, if not the second favorites, to win it all.
Fair enough.
Behind only Tampa Bay. And I would honestly say the Rams are over Green Bay.
You're very high on Stafford.
And you know what? I can't argue that too much either. Stafford also, you want to talk about having something to prove. This guy was on the Lions. People were saying that, you're good enough, you still get it done with any team, but that's a load of garbage in my opinion. But now he actually goes to a team that's actually for real. But my concern with them is their O-line. That O-line isn't anything game-changing. It's an old O-line. They haven't put any pieces there to
they have
really
2 game changers on defense, though.
100% about that. I can't say that you're wrong there. Their defense is for real there. But they did lose John Johnson to the Browns, which is going to hurt them in the
I feel like when you have Aaron
run.
Donald, though, life is just easy.
For sure.
And then Jalen Ramsey behind them, it's like,